We're counting down the 8 United Kingdom supermarkets you're better off avoiding, and revealing 2 that are actually worth your money. From misleading pricing tricks and repeated food safety scandals to forgotten communities and failing standards, each entry exposes patterns that quietly drain your trust and your wallet. Some of these names may surprise you. Which chain claims the bottom spot? Let's begin with number 8. 8th place goes to Asda. Once known as the reliable choice for families watching their budgets, Asda's reputation has slipped in recent years. In 2023, the Competition and Markets Authority named Asda the worst offender for misleading pricing, advertising discounts on products that were never actually sold at the higher original price. That illusion of savings masks a deeper problem. Food safety has also become a recurring concern. In 2022, Asda recalled own-brand chicken for salmonella, followed by a 2023 recall on coleslaw contaminated with listeria. More recently, undeclared allergens have triggered further recalls, raising questions about the rigor of safety checks. Staff reports in 2024 describe morale at a low point, with cost-cutting measures leaving stores understaffed and standards slipping. Asda's promise of value now feels hollow, replaced by pricing tricks and repeated safety lapses. Number 7 is Morrisons. The supermarket once prided itself on fresh food and in-store expertise, but that identity has faded since the 2021 takeover by Clayton, Dubilier, and Rice. By 2023, Morrisons was carrying around £6.6 billion in debt, the highest among its competitors. That financial burden does not stay on the balance sheet. It filters down to the shop floor, where customers have noticed the difference. The Institute of Customer Service recorded one of the sharpest drops in satisfaction for Morrisons between 2022 and 2024. Long-standing features like in-store bakeries and butcher counters have been scaled back or replaced with prepackaged goods. What was once a place for fresh, skilled service now feels like a chain under pressure, where debt repayments take priority over the shopping experience. Number 6 is the Co-op. For generations, the Co-op built its reputation on community values and ethical business. But between 2018 and 2023, the Co-op closed more stores in high-deprivation areas than any other major supermarket, while locations in wealthier neighborhoods remained open. That pattern raises hard questions about who really benefits from the Co-op's presence. Price is another sticking point. In 2023, a basket of 48 everyday items cost £71.70 at the Co-op, over 27% more than at Aldi. Convenience is one thing, but when higher prices and store closures hit the communities that need support most, the Co-op's ethical image starts to look more like a marketing slogan than a reality. Number 5 is Sainsbury's. The contrast between boardroom rewards and shop floor realities has become impossible to ignore. In April 2024, Sainsbury's announced plans to cut 1,500 jobs, even as Chief Executive Officer Simon Roberts took home nearly £5 million in pay. That sharp divide lays bare where priorities lie. On the ground, shoppers have seen the effects: fewer staff in the aisles, more self-checkouts, and a noticeable drop in personal service. According to British Retail Consortium data, Sainsbury's has steadily reduced in-store staff since 2019. Meanwhile, a 2023 investigation revealed that several of Sainsbury's premium own-brand products, marketed as an upgrade, are made using the same recipes and factories as their budget lines, just with a higher price tag. For many, that is not premium. It is just the illusion of choice, paid for by real job losses and shrinking value. Number 4 is Tesco. With nearly 1 in every 3 pounds spent on groceries in the UK passing through its tills, Tesco's influence reaches into almost every home. That scale means when something goes wrong, the effects ripple across the country. In 2013, the horse meat scandal exposed that some Tesco beef products contained up to 29% horse meat. The company blamed suppliers, but the real issue ran deeper. Decisions to squeeze costs and streamline the supply chain created the conditions for fraud. The consequences were not limited to a single shelf or store. They shook public confidence in the entire food system. Between 2016 and 2020, Tesco admitted health and safety failings linked to the deaths of 2 employees, underscoring the risks that come with running such a vast operation. And in 2024, the Competition and Markets Authority launched an investigation into Tesco's promotional practices during the cost of living crisis. When the biggest player stumbles, the fallout is not just bigger, it is nationwide. Coming to the top 3, Iceland's frozen aisles promise easy meals on a budget, but the real cost is harder to spot. More than 3/4 of Iceland's range is made up of ultra-processed foods, according to the Food Foundation's 2023 analysis. That means most of what fills the freezers is packed with additives, preservatives, and ingredients linked to long-term health risks. Feeding a family of 4 for a week using Iceland's ready meals comes to 87 pounds, over a third more than the same week's worth of ingredients from Aldi. But the issues go beyond nutrition. Iceland pledged to remove plastic packaging by 2023, a headline-grabbing promise that has not materialized. Greenpeace reported in 2024 that progress had stalled, leaving shelves still lined with single-use plastics. For shoppers, the appeal of low prices and convenience hides a double hit: a diet dominated by processed food and a sustainability promise that remains out of reach. Number 2 is Lidl. The promise is straightforward: British-sounding branding, local-sourced claims, and prices that make the weekly shop feel lighter. But behind the slogans, Lidl has struggled with basic quality control. Between 2022 and 2024, Lidl issued more food recalls than any other major UK supermarket, according to the Food Standards Agency logs. These were not isolated slip-ups. Recalls covered undeclared allergens in bakery goods, contamination in frozen meats, and packaging failures that risked foreign objects ending up in children's snacks. In 2024, a provenance investigation found Lidl's branding overstated how much produce actually came from UK farms. The gap between the image and the reality is hard to ignore. For shoppers, repeated recalls mean not just inconvenience, but a pattern of risk that undermines trust. When a supermarket builds its reputation on value and reliability, repeated safety failures and misleading sourcing claims leave that reputation on shaky ground. And finally, in first place, B&M Bargains stands as the most hazardous choice for UK grocery shoppers. Trading Standards inspections in 2023 uncovered widespread sales of food well past its best before date, a risk that goes far beyond a simple oversight. The Food Standards Agency flagged multiple B&M stores in 2024 for severe hygiene problems, including poor stock rotation and improper storage of chilled foods. Former employees have described a relentless push to move surplus stock, much of it rejected by other chains, onto shelves with little regard for safety or freshness. Pest issues and unsanitary conditions have also been cited in official reports, raising urgent questions about what ends up in customers' baskets. The promise of rock-bottom prices at B&M often comes with a hidden cost: food that is not just cheap, but potentially unsafe. No other major retailer presents this level of regulator-confirmed danger, making B&M Bargains the supermarket that puts shoppers most at risk. Second best is Marks & Spencer. The higher price tag at Marks & Spencer comes with something few supermarkets can match: unwavering consistency. In 2024, which survey placed M&S at the top for in-store quality, earning a 79% customer rating, the highest in the industry. Shoppers describe the experience as reliably clean, well-stocked, and staffed by people who care. But the real standout is food safety. Between 2022 and 2024, M&S recorded almost no product recalls, according to Food Standards Agency data. That level of control is rare, and it is why so many customers are willing to pay more. M&S delivers what it promises: premium food, minimal risk, and a level of trust that is hard to find elsewhere. And finally, in first place, Aldi stands out as the supermarket that consistently delivers real value without hidden compromises. A 2024 analysis found that families shopping at Aldi could save around £1,500 a year compared to other major chains, a figure that speaks for itself. That saving is not achieved by cutting corners on safety. Aldi's quality control process is among the strictest in the industry, with every supplier subject to regular audits and all products undergoing central laboratory testing before reaching the shelves. Product recalls are rare thanks to this rigorous approach. Pricing is clear and transparent, with no misleading discounts or confusing multi-buys. For shoppers, that means straightforward budgeting and confidence in what ends up in the trolley. Aldi manages to blend affordability with strong safety standards and honest communication, making it the best choice for families who want to stretch their money without sacrificing trust or quality. Across all 10 supermarkets, one pattern stands out. When profit takes priority over people, trust erodes quietly but relentlessly. Supermarkets shape daily life. Small shifts in standards, pricing, or quality ripple out to millions. That's why where we shop isn't just a choice, it's a statement about what matters.